Welcome back to the Maumee Valley Whiskey Society. I'm the Bourbon Steward, and today is round two of the Bottle and Bond March Madness bracket. All right, I've got these all poured up. I'll mix them up while I tell you about this week's contenders. Okay, this week we have Rittenhouse Bottle and Bond, Bardstown Origin Series Bottle and Bond, Benchmark Bonded, Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond, Old Tub Bottle and Bond, and Rossville Union Bottle and Bond. All right, these are thoroughly mixed up. I don't know which one is which. Let's get into this week's tastings. Glass one. Okay, glass one is a little bit of ethanol, a little bit of nuttiness. It's not light on the nose, but it's very indistinct, just classic bourbon. A little bit of dark sugars, nuttiness, slight oak. Nothing too overwhelming, standard. All right, let's get into the taste. Cheers. Okay. Same on the palate. A little sharp. Maybe a little bit of that kind of like, not quite nails polish, not off-putting like nail polish, but a little sharpness to it. A little bit of those darker sugars, a little slight nuttiness, a little oak kind of carries forward. It's a little underwhelming. Not bad, but a little underwhelming. All right, on to glass two. Glass two is even lighter on the nose. Slight fruitiness, slightly floral, but I'm having to dig deep for that. It's really, really mild on the nose. Okay, not getting a whole lot on the nose. Let's get into the palate. Cheers. Almost a little bit of like crafty, grainy maltiness. Not very sweet. A little drying on the finish. The finish is a little drying. Not a whole lot going on. Slight nuttiness on the nose now, like an almond, not like a peanut at all. More like a lighter almond. Again, pretty underwhelming. A little sweeter on the second sip. Still some of that like malty, grainy craftiness to it, which isn't off-putting. It's not necessarily bad. Again, a little drying on the finish. Not a great start for round two. Kind of two take it or leave it bourbons. All right, let's move on to glass three. Oh, glass three's got a little more going on now. Peanut brittle. Definitely some nuttiness, but it's sweet with some caramel. A little bit of sweet wood sugars coming out. Much better on the nose on glass three. Yeah, definitely that peanut brittle. Kind of like Christmas candy. Maybe some slight baking spices. Much better on the nose. See how it is on the palate. That peanut, kind of peanut brittle, carries forward. Nice light sweetness. A little bit of oak. It hits sweet up front, mid palate, dries out near the back. And I would say good, pretty good. Definitely better, a little more standout than the first two. All right, let's move on to glass 4. Oh, okay. This has some sweet vanilla, toffee, graham cracker, like a, not like a, almost if you made like a peanut butter or hazelnut, like a hazelnut fluff. That's pretty nice. Okay. Getting much better on the nose as we go along with these. Cheers. Very nice and mild going through. Doesn't spike out in any kind of crazy flavors or sharpness. That kind of vanilla hazelnut fluff on the nose carries over slightly on the palate. The palate is a little more muted than I would expected from the nose. Second sip is nice, mild, very easy drinking. Starting to be a little drying on the finish, but that hazelnut vanilla fluff carries through it. Not overly complex, a little simple, but good overall. Let's move on to glass 5. Ooh, glass 5 is dried peanuts. Dried peanuts and like pie crust. Definitely some pie crust. That's missing the filling. A little bit of slight fruitiness, way down deep. Not very sweet. Dried peanuts, pie crust. It smells very dry. Let's get it on the palate. Still nice and mild. Those dried peanuts definitely carry forward. It's very drying on the finish. I'd say we're back in the kind of meh, okay category. Nothing off-putting. Nothing super special. If somebody offered you a glass, I wouldn't turn it down. I can see some people, if you're off, if that nuttiness, that dry roasted peanut is off-putting to you, this is not your pour. But not bad. Yeah, very easy drinking. Very mild. Drying on the finish. Dry roasted peanuts. And like dried flaky pie crust on 5. All right, and let's go to glass 6. Okay, glass 6, again, a mild nose, but a little more interesting. Getting a little bit of sweet wood sugars with some fruitiness, like a really light jam. Like you just took some toast, some nicely toasted bread, and spread a very, very, very thin layer of jam on it. That's pretty much all I'm getting so far. All right, let's get 6 on the palate. Again, very mild. Sweet up front. The sweetness dissipates as it rolls back on your palate. Goes to, again, very drying on the finish. The sweetness is that really light fruit sweetness. I'm not getting much of any nuttiness on 6. Maybe a little slight vanilla now going back to the nose. But not as near as much as I think it was glass 3 and I went to. All right, I'm going to have to go back and side by side some of these because I can't say that I'm thrilled with this round. Four right up front might be a little better. But then it goes real dry. Finish isn't near as good. So I think round 2 is going to have to go to glass 3. Now, if I had to rank these, 6, 3, 4, 2, 6, 1, 5. If I had to rank it. But I do think 3 is our winner for round 2. So let me get my key and we'll figure out what these are. Okay, I've got my key up. And we'll start in last place, which I had as glass 5. Glass 5 is bottle 2. Bottle 2, okay, that's not too surprising. Bottle 2 is Old Tub. Old Tub coming in last place in round 2. Not surprising. Old Tub is, that's where I got that dry roasted peanuts. It is very dry. It is nuttiness. Not bad. Fairly inexpensive bottle if you're looking for a cocktail whiskey that could use some dry nuttiness. This is your bottle. Okay, Old Tub, 6th place. All right. In 5th place, glass number 1, which was bottle 4. Bottle 4? Okay. In 5th place is Benchmark Bonded. Benchmark Bonded. That makes sense. It got a little fruitier for me as it went along. Benchmark is a Buffalo Trace product. It's a very young product. This, of course, has to be at least 4 years. I'm pretty sure they pulled this right at 4 years to make the Benchmark Bonded. Also not bad. Just didn't stand up as well with the rest of the group. In 4th place was my glass number 6, which was bottle 3. Bottle 3, okay, working its way up there, is Rittenhouse Bottle and Bond. Rittenhouse Bottle and Bond. This, of course, from the Heaven Hill Distillery. This is a rye. And I did not really pick any of these out. I believe there's 2 ryes in the flight. Didn't pick any of them out as ryes. All of them came across as they could have been bourbon. So Rittenhouse Rye, known as a staple for a lot of bartenders for cocktails. Another very inexpensive bottle, but holds up very well. Came in 4th place in round 2. Now in 3rd place was my glass number 2, which is bottle 5. Bottle 5 is Rossville Union. Rossville Union. Get some fly there. There we go. This one is also a rye. This was the other rye, and again, did not pick that out. This particular rye is a single barrel selected by OHLQ, Bottle and Bond. And this, of course, Rossville Union is an MGP or Ross and Squibb now label. So that came in very respectable 3rd place. Again, would be great drinking neat. Good in a cocktail as well. Now we're getting up to the top 2. In 2nd place, I was very close. The only difference, I think, between 2nd and 1st, 2nd place was slightly drying on the finish and maybe slightly less complex. But my 2nd place, glass 4, which was bottle 1. Bottle 1. This is a little surprising. So this was Heaven Hill 7-year Bottle and Bond. So this is the Heaven Hill 7-year. A little harder to come by in a lot of places. Very good pour. Only lost out to 1st place slightly with a little bit of that finish that might be a little Heaven Hill nuttiness on the finish that was slightly drying. Other than that, it was fantastic, like I think a lot of people would expect. And that means our winner, my glass number 3, yep, bottle 6, for the winner for round 2 is the Bardstown Origin Series Bottle and Bond. Now this is, I believe, their wheated mash bill. Yep, this is their wheated mash bill. 68% corn, 20% wheat, 12% malted barley. This is 6-year age stated, and it was distilled. This is the fall of 2016. This is the Origin Series Bottle and Bond. Bardstown Bourbon Company is doing fantastic stuff, and they come out with their Origin Series at the $50 price point, where the quality it is with a 6-year age statement is just absolutely fantastic. There it is, our winner for round 2. Moving on to the finals, Bardstown Bourbon Company Origin Series Bottle and Bond. I hope you have a good week. Cheers, and we'll see you next week for round 3.